It's okay. They can't hurt you anymore. It's over. Okay. They're a really old, talented team. They felt threatened, and sometimes they do mean things. It happens. Okay. You weren't supposed to be here. You were 9.5 point underdogs. Remember that. You have a banner. Look over your left shoulder. Look over your left shoulder. Look at it. Look now. Touch it. Touch it. You love touching the banner, Greg. Touch the banner.
This is my emotional support, Chad baker-mazara. Um, I hold him when I get a little scared, when I start to hear voices, and right now I'm hearing a lot of voices. So if you would please allow me to hold Chad baker-mazara, I can
Greg,
get through this.
quickly, how many Tahad Pettifers do you see? How many Tahad Pettifers am I holding up right now?
So many, man, so many. Oh man. I knew at some point I'd have to make this video. I didn't know how I'd feel when we got there. And I will say, this is a weird one. It's a weird one because I haven't really done many emotional shticks this year with Michigan. I think
Mhm.
I've been pretty transparent in the ups and downs of this roller coaster ride of a season from the jump. I think there were moments where I honestly said, I've never disliked watching a Michigan team more. They were so frustrating. It just felt like this team shot itself in the face, not even the foot, every single game, and was good enough to overcome it. And then when I don't know, like they went on that huge run of late game wins, it felt like it was a team of destiny. And then all of a sudden, the rival's there to be the big bad wolf and just kill your destiny. And then you gave up. 2 weeks ago, you gave up. You didn't think anything redeemable was coming. And the last 2 weeks have been absolutely sensational. Dude, I didn't know. I didn't know just the same way every single game this season was coming. I didn't know what version of Michigan would show up. I didn't know what version of me would feel at the end of this season. And I've seen a lot of heartbreaking ends to seasons, as have you, as has every college sports fan,
Mhm.
but I've never felt whatever feeling I'm feeling right now. I don't know what I feel.
So,
I
like,
don't.
I guess how I was gonna frame to start this is you could pick how you lose. Is this way more painful than another way? Like, would you have rather just like not been in it? They do the Auburn thing they did for the last 10 minutes the whole game. You never had a chance. I mean, there
No,
was
I
a
don't
point.
think so. But
Yeah.
then again, like it wasn't fun having hope. Like
Well, here's what it is. I were you happy when you were up 9?
I was happy, but
But
I'll
feel
be honest. Actually, there was a point up 9 where I did think we were going to win the game. Up
mm,
6, up 7 before that, it was like they're going to make the run. And
yeah,
I think that's why it hurts is because there was a 3 second period where I'm like, we actually are going to win this. And then
right.
I think they went to a press and Janai Broom immediately got an and one. It was 6 before I could even blink. But no, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's really weird because Auburn in that second half was sensational and the better team won. There's nothing you can say about Auburn that makes them not deserving of this. And I thought we can debate this. I thought Michigan played pretty awesome for the first 30 minutes, and then they just weren't good enough. So it's hard to be upset when you just run into somebody who's just better. I think in the end, this team's accomplishments exceeded what they really are. I don't think this team necessarily was good enough for a banner this year, and they did get a banner. And you pair a Sweet 16 with it, it sort of solidified that. But man, it hurts because simultaneously I'm like really excited for the future. But this team ended up winning me over after all the ups and downs. And it's just weird to know like you're never gonna see these guys again. Like Danny Wolf's gone, Vlad's gone. I think the backcourt might be gone. That's a conversation for another day. But just a really unsettling way to end a season that has been unsettling from the jump.
Yeah, and like you get one of Vlad's been so special and consistent all year, and he just didn't have it tonight. He really struggled with Janai Broom. Um, they gave up 19 offensive rebounds, lose the rebounding battle by 15 in this game. And then also like did enough where Danny was having himself a special game. He had like 20 points, but that might have been with. Do you know how many minutes were on the clock, by the way, or by any chance, like when he had 20? I want to say it was like right before that Auburn run. Let's say 10 minutes left, maybe a little bit less than that. He was nowhere to be seen after that. And Tahad Pettiford was everywhere. And we just got off the Michigan State video where we're like Jace Richardson's threes that make it go from 9 to 6 when you think you're in hell. Like Tahad Patterford had one of those, and then directly after that, Janai Broome had an and one, and then right after that, Tahad Pettiford drives baseline, throws out to Denver Jones. All of a sudden, it's a 1 point game. You're just like, shit, here we go. And Janai Broome's getting 5 second counts, and they're hitting that defensive back, like put him in a box, shit, thumbs down. And I was like, Auburn's really feeling it. Tahad Pettiford's feeling good, and from that point on, there just wasn't really much anybody could do, right? Like Danny was really good up to that point. He was busting people's ass. But, you really got nothing from Donaldson in this game. Had 0 assists, 4 turnovers, only 5 points. Uh Really nothing from Roddy Gale. He was in foul trouble. You just really didn't get much from other guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it's kind of one of those. I'm like, what am I supposed to do or say here? Like Vlad could have been better. When I think about like how could this game have been won, Vlad could have played a lot better. He stunk tonight, but it was earned. Like Janai Broome is the best big in college basketball, and Vlad was going toe to toe with him. Vlad was worn out by 15 minutes into this game. Thought Namari Burnett had a really good bounce back. He had a huge sequence to help stretch that to 9 after all the ups and downs he's had lately. Thought this was Danny Wolf's arguably best game in a month. Um,
Y'all, he was for that stretch when he was cooking in this game, he was telling Janai Broome he can't fucking check.
yeah, loved and didn't love that because it woke him up, man.
But like I mean he was taking it to him though.
Yeah, he was. He was so good. I
He had that little quick, like caught it at the right elbow, kind of like quick dribble spin back to the right for the lay, and started like looking at Michigan's bench, like kind of like, oh yeah, he can't. Looking at his teammates to give them confirmation that like y'all know Janai like can't fuck with me right now. And then it did get out of hand from that point.
There was something mental for sure between Wolf and Broome. Like we kind of wondered how this stuff would play in from the past, and that was very much a thing. For big stretches of this game, Wolf was like, "Oh yeah, green light." But Broome outplayed him still, I thought, and this was the perfect like microcosm Danny game because you had all these unstoppable moves that honestly he really struggled with throughout the year. If he was finishing like this all year, he actually would have been an All-American,
Yeah.
but he never did. So when it happens, he feels unstoppable. It happened tonight. That was great. Um, he also just like stepped out of bounds. Also, just like threw the ball to the other team a couple
Yeah.
times. So like,
The Danny experience.
I mean, in November, everyone was just like, "Oh, they'll get this figured out by March." They never did. Never did. The high IQ kid from the Ivy League couldn't figure out how to stand in bounds this year. So
Drink his
have
feet.
fun with the Celtics. Like maybe Brad Stevens will get that ironed out one day. You know?
Yeah, it's very possible. But like to your credit though, what you're trying to get at here is like Auburn took this game. They're down 9. They said, "All right, here we go. We're gonna get back in this game." You know, we got rid of one guard to basically bring in another guard special to High Pettiford. Also, Denver Jones was really good in this game too, by the way, when they needed it, because Baker-Mazara and Miles Kelly were non-factors for the most part. So they needed those performances out of Denver Jones and to High Pettiford in this game, and they stepped up big time.
Yeah. I feel like the discussion of Auburn has kind of what's the term jumped the shark a little bit. You heard that term? You probably haven't.
Jump the broom.
Sure. Yeah. Now I'm lost. But no,
Wait, like an actual shark?
well, I feel like for 3.5 months it was true or at least accepted that like Auburn is the team to beat.
Hmm.
And then we were kind of pushing that Duke's better than these guys. Pay attention. But like for the most part, it was like the SEC's loaded. Auburn's the best team here by far. Broom's the national player of the year. They're terrifying. Good luck. And Broom got hurt. And then for the last month, they have not been the same. I think we covered that accurately. It's why I believe they were vulnerable to an upset. And look, they were for 30 minutes, they were not the team they had been all season. For the final 10 minutes, they were peak Auburn, though. And even if there is something wrong here, if there's like weird vibes going on, if it's just wanting to show up, I don't know what it is, but god damn when it clicks, that team is the highest upside team here, including Duke. And I
Scared.
saw it firsthand tonight, and I don't know who beats it.
Dukes is still higher, but it's scary though.
At their
Yeah.
absolute peak, I think it's Auburn.
I still lean Duke, but your sentiment remains true.
See,
Remains true.
that's interesting before you're about to play this game.
Well, you and I have been saying Duke's the best team in the country all year.
That's because Duke plays to their ceiling so much more than Auburn does. They're way more consistent.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they're still this good. I still think Janai Broom's at like 82%. He's still nasty, but like he does like have like a little bit less something to like
Yeah, I
he
want to
seems
fight that. I strongly disagree with that after seeing this performance tonight.
really. You don't think he struggled a little bit at the rim?
He had 22 and 16
Well,
in 30 minutes.
because he's that good.
He
But
struggled at the rim because there were two 7-footers down there. He's smaller than them, and he gave them 22 and 16. And people are acting like he was supposed to get 40 and 30 against Vlad Golden as if Vlad didn't do anything to affect that. Vlad struggled like hell on the offensive end. Vlad was great on the defensive end. And we laid it out in the preview that in Auburn's previous games, their losses this season were when they could single cover. And it's guys big enough, good rim protectors that could just frustrate him a little bit. Broom has struggled with that. He was affected by the size in this game, and he still spit out 22 and 16 and dominated us. Like, I can't believe anyone's takeaway from that game is like, damn, Broom's not himself.
I'm
Fucking
not
what
saying
is himself?
I'm not saying that though.
You kind of are though, and everyone is, because I heard a lot of other people say this shit too. Like I don't know how the takeaway from this game is like, wow, Broom, something's up with Broom. He's not 100%.
We were on the
Like
same page with that. You came into this game saying he hasn't been. He looks like he's hurt.
he did not look hurt tonight. Is the point? He had 22 and 16 and punked one of the best front courts in the country.
I mean, there's no point in arguing this. He
I
had
just
20.
don't.
He's a big man. He's 7 foot. He had 22 points on 21 shot attempts.
He's 6'10", 240, and you're correct. He did the Angel Reese thing a lot.
Yeah, like he was like missing and getting it back, like which
Which
is
is
good.
really impressive against
Yeah,
Vlad Golden and Danny
yeah.
Gold.
That's really good.
I just what's he supposed so he's supposed to go like 15 for 18 on hook shots over a 7-footer to be healthy?
No,
Like
no. But like I said,
I'm just lost.
you saying Auburn. I mean, you're upset right now that I'm not saying Auburn is the highest ceiling team in the country when I think Duke is the best team in the country.
I think that's two different things, but that's fine. I also agree that Duke's the best team in the country. That's why I picked them to win the national title and you picked them to lose. So, but sure. I we'll talk after the Michigan State game to see how good you guys think Auburn is. The final 10 minutes showed me what I need to see. That
Yeah,
team is in there.
I mean, Auburn's nasty. I don't think Auburn is nasty. They're the number one overall seed for a reason.
I mean, they earned it with how they played in the first 3 months of the year. But
Facts.
I guess if anyone's coming out of this game like that Auburn's gone, that Auburn showed up for the final 10 is all I'm saying. And Broom showed up for 40 minutes, to be honest with you. The guy had fucking a double-double at halftime. And everyone's like, he's not himself. Fucking Christ. What do you want from the guy? Pettiford's sensational.
Yeah,
Pettiford's insane.
yeah, he's nasty, man. He's nasty.
He's insane. You're tired of me already, aren't you?
No, I see what's happening.
What's happening?
I see what I feel like you're trying to like set me up for something with Auburn with them playing Michigan State or something like that. By me saying that, I think Duke like And any who cares? That's not what this is. This is
No,
Michigan versus Auburn.
maybe it's a bigger thing, Card, because I was active in the Discord and you weren't. But the discourse during this game from Michigan State fans was largely, "Wow, Auburn looks like shit." And obviously that makes sense because Michigan was leading them and Auburn missed a lot of shots early.
Right.
But that conversation went from Auburn looks like shit into like Janai Broom is not good tonight. Like, dog,
Yeah, I
come
mean, yeah,
on.
that's a little. I mean, saying that while Baker-Mazara is 2 for 9 and Miles Kelly's 1 for 9 is kind of crazy. They're probably down 15-17 if Broom isn't doing what he did.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, Broom was every possession a monster. If he missed a shot, he got his own rebound and put it back up pretty much the whole game. Vlad Golden was completely taken out of the game,
He
and we're
had
just
nine off.
ignoring that
He
side
had
of the
nine off.
court. Like,
He almost had as many offensive rebounds as Michigan had as a team.
and it's just like, he's not 100%. If that's not Broom at 100%, like maybe I got to reconsider my National Player of the Year takes because if this is 60% Janai Broom, I've never seen anyone destroy Vlad Golden the way he did tonight. He was awesome. And then you mix in Pettiford. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. Like that, those shots Pettiford was hitting. There's never a shot attempt from Pettiford that I don't feel like is going in. It's very
That
Jace Richardson like.
That fade he hit was the and one fade was disgusting. I'm sick that he fumbled the step back three that he made because it made it look less cool when he fumbled the ball. But
Yeah.
that was nasty. Pettiford just has like that. I'm not like a 2K guy or anything like that, or but that times on the old video games where you would catch on fire or something like that. That's what like Pettiford does, and there's nothing you could really do about it, and he lets you know there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. He also, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not. Pettiford feels like he sees a therapist and nobody else on the team does. I don't mean to like make a mean joke, but like everyone else is like scary crazy in the sense of like it's fun to like hang out with them, but not too long.
You know what it is, G?
It's what?
I know exactly what it is. Bruce has this team go to like mandated weekly therapy, right? And it's all like kind of a conjunction that they're gonna skip it, right?
My bear
And
again, man. I'm getting scared again.
as the whole team's walking out, because like Baker Mazar is leading this, right? He's like, dog, we don't need this. We got each other. You know what I'm saying? War Eagle. We don't need to talk to no therapist. And they're like walking out. And Tahad's like, oh shit, I forgot my backpack, y'all. I'll catch up with y'all at the dorm. I'll catch up with y'all. And then he actually has like a nice 10-minute session, and then he makes his way to go back with his team.
Yeah, it's like we say all the time they hear voices, and like at any given time, I think like Baker Mazara's voices are like do him, bite him, hit him, fall. Janai Broom's voices are like yeah, yeah, yeah at all times. Bruce Pearl's voices are like a door-to-door political ad. And then Pettiford, I feel like Pettiford's voices are just like check in on your friends. Have are take care of your homework. Like do your business. Like
Pet,
he's about it. You know what I mean?
Pettifer is the only one with like he has a voice in his head, but it's his own voice.
He's rooted in reality.
Yeah, it's his
And
own
everybody
voice.
else is not. And that
Yeah.
I think that's actually massive. Also to give him a little credit for this, again, this is after dark hours, so YouTube, excuse me, I want to be compliant, hand up. Uh, Bruce Pearl said his guards aren't pussy. And then Trey Donaldson went 2 for 9 for 5 points. Denver Jones spit out 20 points. Tahad Pettiford spit out 20 points off the bench. Bruce Pearl was right. Do you want to talk about Trey Donaldson's performance? I know I think you've accurately nailed what he is.
He didn't have the chance to do the thing today because Tahad Pettiford did the thing and Denver Jones did the thing. And he just seemed out of it. Like he couldn't get in the rhythm. He couldn't do anything. Um, he didn't have a chance to do the late game heroic stuff. So this is kind of what he spit out with it. But yeah, just a smelly performance. There's nothing really else I can really say about it. Like 1 rebound, no assists, 4 turnovers, 5 points. He was just outmatched in this game, I think, by the Auburn guards.
I thought he was pressing early. He had three shot attempts in the first 4 minute segment of the game. He was 1 for 3. They looked good. I will say this. Michigan needed him to try. Like you're not beating Auburn without Trey Donaldson being like aggressive.
Mm.
And he was aggressive from the jump, looking for his shot. I thought the shots he took were good. He had a booty ball score at some point that I haven't even seen this year that was like, whoa.
You see, he hit the too small too.
Yeah, look, I'll never say a bad thing about that man or Roddy Gale ever again. Promised I wouldn't after their last 2 weeks. It's been
Mm.
crazy. So I'm not going to, but there's a pretty clear sample size at this point of like the games that Trey Donaldson can do good things and the games he can't. And the games he can't usually come against teams with great backcourts that are immensely mentally and physically tough.
Yeah.
And you've just got to be good enough, not up for the challenge, but up for the challenge and good enough.
Mm.
And against Michigan State, Trey Donaldson was not up for it.
Mm.
In this game, he was up for it. He wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Hard.
At this moment, I know you're not saying anything about bad about him. Do you want Trey Donaldson to be your starting point guard next year?
I want him on the team.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I want him on the team. I think I want him as a starter.
Well, okay.
I wouldn't call it starting point guard.
But you want him a starting lineup.
I don't think Dusty will either. We'll see. I wouldn't promise him a starting spot, but I would basically, hey, you're a huge part of this. We want you back. We'll pay you to come back. We're also going to go get some good guards.
Yeah,
And if everyone's aligned on that, then let's lock in and be great. He might win the spot. I don't know, but
yeah.
you can't run back this backcourt. You just can't do it.
I had this like thought in my head that I would come around on Trey Donaldson more if he was like this bench guard, turn it up, do it, whatever you want guy.
I think if he was a six man, your team's incredible.
Yeah, like what like Trey Donaldson is your Trey Holloman.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I like that a lot. I also think he is good enough to be on a championship team and be a starter, but you have to have the right pieces around him. And look, this team won a banner with him in a huge role, with him making game-winning shots. So it's not impossible. But I would put it this way: if you're trying to picture what does Michigan look like next year, you are guaranteed to take a huge step backwards in the front court. I don't care who you're bringing in between two positions; they will not be as good as Vlad Golden and Danny Wolf. So you better upgrade other spots.
Mm.
And there's a world where Roddy Gale comes back. There's a world where Namari Burnett comes back. There's a world where Trey Donaldson comes back. There's a world where LJ Kaysen comes back. If your starting backcourt consists of three of those guys and you're just replacing Danny and Vlad, you see where I'm headed?
I very much do, yeah.
You've got to upgrade some things. And that's harsh. It's the reality of this world. If it were up to me, it would be other spots that aren't Trey Donaldson's because I like what he's done and I still believe in his abilities. But
That's fair.
gonna be tough. We'll see. I got a lot of shit in the preview for this, so I want to own up to this. I felt that the crowd made a huge difference in this game in the second half, and it was all Auburn. And I
Yeah.
greatly downplayed what that would look like.
That's on well, we're not a geography podcast.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I had no idea where Atlanta was.
So it's an hour away from Auburn.
I could have sworn Atlanta was on the West Coast.
That's fine. That's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. Can I get one last thing in here?
You can say anything you want. You winner, your team's still playing.
I want to say congrats to Auburn on that last 10 minutes and showing some championship DNA and shit to them in that moment. And also, Greg, it's been a long Michigan season for you, but in year one of Dusty, y'all go 20, you win 27 games, you make a Sweet 16, and you have a banner. Yeah, I think you can take your bear down and crack a semi little smile for that. In year one of Dusty, and you believe your coach has some shit to him, and now you get a summer for him to show you shit to him.
I'm very optimistic about the future. Can I man, now I'm gonna say it. The thing that hurts most right now is I really sickily wanted another shot at y'all.
Oh, you got to that point.
I was never gonna say it,
Mm.
but now that it's over, I can say. And maybe they'll probably accuse me of saying it because it's not gonna happen. But like the sicko in me was like, I want the shot.
I could kind of feel that. You were at that point, you were in sicko mode. No disrespect to Drake and Travis Scott, right? Like you wanted Auburn. You were in some sicko shit.
I did want Auburn. Should not have wanted Auburn in hindsight. Should not have wanted them. Should not want y'all either. So I don't know who the hell I think I am at this point. Lastly, for me, thank you, Doug McDaniel, for all that you've done for me in my life. This season would not be possible without your incompetence on a grandiose scale a year ago. If you had not failed in such phenomenal fashion, this would not have happened this quickly. So, Doug, it's not lost on me. Your success is my success, and vice versa. I appreciate you. Thanks for getting us here. And I want to say this, Reuben Jones, I will always remember you for being the defensive stopper that couldn't. Thank you so much for your role in getting baptized on national television by a freshman.
Yeah, that happened.
Big game hard, man.
Big game hard.
Why can't one of my freshman guards just be Jace Richardson or Todd Pettiford? That was
Big game.
supposed to be LJ.
Big game wins. Big game
Gah,
Craig.
gah, 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 gah.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.